So this is a great lesson, of course, to use, especially also today, because we're looking at basically at this, another day in the Holy Week. So using chapter 20 of A Course in Miracles, specifically step by step, we looked yesterday at I can't remember the title, but it was looking at how have you used everything, in fact, to your self-identity, to be precise, like how you have used your self-identity to show yourself as something that you're not, and try to drag your brother into that. Not that you wanted to do that in the first place, or not that you wanted to have any kind of difficulties, but since you believe you to be you, that's how it all started. And this, of course, a short summary of what we shared yesterday. So today we continue basically on that same line. And so why looking at that in the Holy Week? We start with palms, it says, and we end with lilies. So in other words, there's some occurrence here. There's an occurrence. There's a real occurrence in the Holy Week, and that's not all holy, so to speak. That's not all holy. No, it is really for you to discover what is it that I want. That's basically the question behind the Holy Week, with an answer. And this answer will lead you to the resurrection, and will lead you to forgiving your brother, to the lilies that we're talking about. And so this is how you see that. You can see that because it is like you will have to take a look at certain things. It's great. This week you can use great to release ideas about yourself, about what you think you are, but also what you think your brother is, or how you think this existence is, what it actually entails. And what I mean by that is more in the sense of looking at the fundamentals of it. It's like, it's unbelievable. You have replaced this as a replacement for truth. Now, you don't really like what you made, otherwise you would not be here and listening to it. You didn't really like what you made, but still you're defending it, or still you're engaging in it, perpetuating it in time. That is the possibility of the offering of the Holy Week, in fact. And so let's take another look, and let's really take a look at this. Like, let's be serious about this for a moment, just to see the absurdity of what you have tried to do. What you have tried to replace didn't need to be replaced. Just only in your belief that it brought you something that you wanted for a moment, immediately basically discovering that that isn't what you want, but starting to defend it anyway. And using that against everything, basically, in order to hold on to it. Now this can be released. And what's the great thing about that, about the release, is the resurrection. It's great. Like, you release this holding on, this possessiveness, this defense of that what you have made. You release it and you're free of it. You don't have to carry it around anymore. You don't have to defend it anymore. It brings you right here. It doesn't have a past. It doesn't have a future. It brings you right here, exactly right here, like in the presence of this moment. It brings you in the light that is available in this moment. Now in chapter 20d it is, I think, today, it is sin as adjustment. And sin is really like the belief that you are what you are, in human sense of speaking. So sin is as an adjustment. Like, basically, it's an adjustment. You have adjusted truth into something that it's not. And this whole adjustment principle is behind many of the actions of you as a human being. You adjust everything continuously to your comfort, to your relative comfort. You adjust everything. You put your chair a meter in front, or you do this, or you turn off the heat, or you turn on the heat, or you like continuously you're adjusting everything to your comfort. This you do this in your climate here, in your house, but also in your relationships. You adjust everything to your comfort, at least try to balance everything out. So it might work out. You don't really know what you're doing with that, and it doesn't really work, but you keep doing it. So the belief in sin is an adjustment. The belief in sin is an adjustment. And an adjustment is a change, a shift in perception, or a belief that what was so before has been made different. As if you can change the origin of you. You have tried to do that. You have tried to change your origin into something that you're not, and try to protect that. Every adjustment is therefore a distortion. It is a distortion and calls upon defenses to uphold it against reality, right? So you make an adjustment into something that you think you want, and now that is a change, but it didn't need to change, and you've felt that too. But now you're in it, you're in the story, and you try to defend it. So that's what you're very busy doing as a human being. Now, on the other hand, knowledge requires no adjustment, and in fact is lost if any shift or change is undertaken. So this comes back. I'll step out of this for a moment and just say one more of these. For this reduces it at once to mere perception, a way of looking in which certainty is lost and doubt has entered. For this reduces it at once to mere perception. Instead of knowledge, it becomes perception, a way of looking in which certainty is lost and doubt has entered. So sin is an adjustment. It's like you have used that to make something, like you don't know that you have done that, but this is now what you are actually seeing. This is what you see, like, I have done that. I've changed the way that I truly am into something that I'm not. And in order for me to do that, I need to continuously defend it, otherwise I lose it. It will fall apart, because it is not real. It is an illusion about myself. It is the mesmerism that Joel is talking about. So it's like that is the thing that has happened, and that you start to grow into, like, how much have you invested in that? It's unbelievable. As a human being, you invest continuously in your defense, thinking that that's a necessity for your survival. Thinking that if you would let go of that, you have a real big problem, because your whole world will collapse. And things will not go as you have planned them. Or things will not go as they have gone in the past. Even though that wasn't perfect, it was something that was familiar to you. Now this is what this is about. Now here, Jesus puts right next to it the knowledge. Like, knowledge has nothing to do with perception, with what you do with your physicality, or what you do with your doings. And this is about recognizing. This is about communication, coming from wholeness. This is knowledge. It knows. Basically, it communicates. It is present here. It doesn't need to plan. It doesn't have a past. It doesn't use perception, but it is present. It is right here. Now that's immediately gone as you start to adjust yourself to something that you're not, and occupy your mind with it. This is basic Course in Miracles. You could say, like, we went through the lessons with this too. You see, in this lesson 156 that we have used, that was also part of it. You made literally a move that was leading you into absurdity, the absurdity of trying to be something that you're not. And instead of admitting that, defending it. Going back to the essence of this is that there's no need to do that. And in this Holy Week, one thing is really great, to have a new discovery. One of them would be to discover who actually walks with you. And what happens if I let go of my idea about myself? What do I have to lose? Now, basically, we'll read that later too. It's like, do you really want what you have made of yourself? Do you really want that? No, of course not. You don't want that. Now, in the Holy Week, which is every week, but in this Holy Week, we use this as to really gently invite yourself to a new experience. You don't need to do this any longer. Why would you want to hold on to yourself? Like, why do you want to keep perpetuating this idea that you are a body doing things for attracting other bodies or being with other bodies, and basically ignoring the truth of the communication that's possible? Instead of entering into a holy instant, you try to work something out, and you try to make your relationships work. You try to live with conflict and chaos. You try to live with sickness, pain, and death, and you start to adjust yourself to it, perpetuating the idea that that is necessary. So this, in the Holy Week, there's this gentle invitation to no longer do that, since it doesn't make any sense, and you've hurt yourself with it, and there's no need to hurt yourself any longer. So to this impaired condition are adjustments necessary, because they are not true. Who need adjust to truth, which calls upon only what he is to understand? Like, there's no adjustment necessary in truth. Truth is true, that's it. And this is what you are. Any questions? Like, there's nothing to adjust. There's no choice to be made in that sense. The holy do not interfere with truth. They are not afraid of it. They're not afraid of fear. They're not afraid of truth, I mean. I was reading the word interfere. The holy do not interfere with truth. They are not afraid of it. They are not afraid of truth. For it is within it that they recognized their holiness and rejoiced at what they saw. And so it is with you. If you recognize truth, then you know there's nothing to be afraid of. That you can't believe it, that you weren't allowing that to be your whole experience earlier. So that's why I'm saying it's like this is a gentle invitation to let that occur now, to let your world fall apart. You don't have to protect it. You don't have to be afraid of truth. So a simple question then remains and needs an answer. Do you like what you have made? A world of murder and attack through which you thread your timid way, through constant dangers, alone and frightened, hoping at most that death will wait a little longer before it overtakes you and you disappear. You made this up. It is a picture of what you think you are, of how you see yourself. Do you like what you have made? You will look at this on different levels, and that's why A Course in Miracles is like the lessons is 365 days. This is not that you have to do it right away. This is like get used to the idea. Do you like what you have made? Are you happy with, like, extremely, totally happy with what you have made? If not, then there's a reason to question what you're doing and to stop what you're doing, basically to accept this gentle invitation for a new experience. Now that's easy. What do you need to do for it? Well, it is already given you. You don't have to do anything for it. And you don't even have to defend yourself for it. So all the undoing that takes place of you're so accustomed to defend, to react, to think that you need to do something, to think that your part in it is so important. Like all of this, no, just relax. Like just relax. No, that's not important. No, you'll see that when you step back, this is the only thing you need to do, stepping back. Now the light steps forward. And we saw this in the meditation too. Like the light steps forward as soon as you step back. That's the only thing you need to do. Just hands off, so to speak. Hands off, because you don't need that. It is already given you. Now this is for you to recognize it, but also to experience it, that is so. Who walks with me? The light in you is what the universe longs to behold. All living things are still before you, for they recognize who walks with you. The light you carry is their own, and thus they see in you their holiness, saluting you as Savior and as God, accepting their reverence, for it is due to holiness itself, which walks with you, transforming in its gentle light all things into its likeness and its purity. The light in you is what the universe longs to behold. This is the way salvation works. As you step back, the light in you steps forward and encompasses the world. It heralds not the end of sin in punishment and death. In lightness and in laughter is it gone, because its quaint absurdity is seen. It is a foolish thought, a silly dream, not frightening, ridiculous perhaps, but who would waste an instant in approach to God Himself for such a senseless whim? Yet you have wasted many, many years on just this foolish thought. The past is gone with all its fantasies. They keep you bound no longer. The approach to God is near. And in the little interval of doubt which still remains, you may perhaps lose sight of your companion and mistake him for the senseless ancient dream that now is past. Who walks with me? This question should be asked 1,000 times a day, till certainty has ended doubting and established peace. Today let doubting cease. God speaks for you in answering your question with these words. I walk with God in perfect holiness. I light the world. I light my mind and all the minds which God created one with me. I walk with God in perfect holiness. I light the world. I light my mind and all the minds which God created one with me.
La lumière en toi est ce que l'univers languit de contempler. Toute chose vivante s'arrête devant toi, car elles reconnaissent celui qui marche avec toi. La lumière que tu portes est la leur. Ainsi voient-elles en toi leur sainteté, et elles te saluent en tant que Sauveur et Dieu. Accepte leur révérence, car elle est due à la sainteté même qui marche avec toi, transformant dans sa douce lumière toute chose à sa ressemblance et sa pureté. Ainsi opère le salut. Quand tu cèdes le pas, la lumière en toi avance et enveloppe le monde. Elle n'annonce pas la fin du péché par le châtiment et la mort. Dans la légèreté et le rire, le péché disparaît parce qu'en est vue la désuète absurdité. C'est une sotte pensée, un rêve idiot qui n'effraie pas. Ridicule peut-être, mais quel est celui qui gaspillerait un instant en s'approchant de Dieu lui-même pour une lubie aussi insensée? Or, tu as gaspillé beaucoup d'années sur cette seule sotte pensée. Le passé a disparu avec tous ses fantasmes. Il ne t'emprisonne plus. L'approche de Dieu est proche. Et dans le petit intervalle de doute qui reste encore, tu perdras peut-être de vue ton compagnon, le confondant avec l'ancien rêve insensé qui est maintenant passé. Qui marche avec moi? Cette question devrait être posée 1000 fois par jour, jusqu'à ce que la certitude ait mis fin au doute et établi la paix. Aujourd'hui, que cesse le doute. Dieu parle pour toi en répondant à ta question par ses paroles. Je marche avec Dieu en parfaite sainteté. J'éclaire le monde. J'éclaire mon esprit et tous les esprits que Dieu a créés un avec moi.
I walk with God in perfect holiness. I light the world. I light my mind and all the minds which God created one with me. Who walks with me? So we will be quiet with this for a moment.